This is Saxthorpe Farms by FARM SIM BRISCO. It's 191.51 megabytes to download. This does require 11 mods for you to be able to play this map. If you haven't already got them installed, they will automatically download once you start downloading this map. I'm not going to read them all out, but I will put them in the description to this video, and also you can check out obviously the Mod Hub website to see which ones they are. The description says, welcome to Saxthorpe Farms UK, based on a real life location 5 miles north of Norwich. Custom environment and crop calendar for area, 2 large customisable farms, 3 small farmyards mostly customisable, 1 BGA, 1 petrol station, 6 areas to buy and place productions, 44 fields with missions, 78 buyable farmlands, 1 sawmill, 1 grey mill, 6 sell points with 9 outlet bays to sell crops, 1 animal dealer, 2 bale sell points, water source from small ponds. And then they've put, this is my second map and first ever for Mod Hub. Feel free to contact me for feedback and suggestions. Hope you all enjoy. So let's go and check it out. And here we are. This is where you start off in all 3 modes. And this is the map, guys. Quite a nice map. It's got some good different size shapes and fields and things like that. So yeah, there's not a huge amount on here though, and I'll talk about a couple of little things in a second. But we are actually down here, so we're at the store. Do have a couple of bits of our machinery here. Obviously I'm in new farmer mode as always, but in new farmer mode we start off with that. So we've got quite a few fields that are spread out around the map, which is okay because it gets you moving around the map, but a lot of people would prefer them sort of clumped nearer to your starting farm, and our starting farm is actually here. And again, not a huge amount on there. We've got a farmhouse, we do have a silo like so, and a few sheds. Some of our equipment is here as well. But yeah, it's just got a few sell points. There's a big sort of cow farm area up here, which we'll check out. We don't own that, but we do have access to the pens, so you can still put animals in there. And there's a couple of areas as well that's got a lot of sheds on and things like that, where you can buy the land if you want to, but you don't have to, if you see what I mean, in a second, because we can open all the shed doors and things like that. I'll show you an example as we go. But there's areas like this, plot 69. It's just like a meadow grass there, so you could, you know, create a small field, put down production, things like that. But yeah, so we've got a few fields, as you can see, down here, here and here, this one here, and these 2 over here. Now the field prices vary. Some of them are a little bit up there, but you know, that's to be expected. So I think 21's the most expensive, just over 1.4 million, and I think stuff like that's 215,000, but you get the gist, 714. So they probably are priced a bit realistically. There is a BGA on here which is showing up. We will need to buy that to own it, and I won't buy it, but I will show you all the triggers are still showing without you having to buy it. But apart from that, I think that's all that I need to show you. We're going to do sort of this route round the map and then come up and then cut across and finish up at the farm area. Now if I stay in this menu, there is no collectibles. We don't start off with any productions because there isn't a lot on the map, to be honest with you. Contracts on the other fields. There is the cow setup that I mentioned just a second ago. So we've got 2 big cow barns and a couple of cow briscoes, which are like pastures. You'll see them later on. Some of our equipment does need a bit of repair, but they are brand new, and some doesn't even have any hours on. I think it's just the Agramash plough has got 80 hours on it. So here we go. There is no custom crops. As you can see on the right, there is quite a lot of places to sell things, but it's mainly grain types. I think this is what lets this map down, where it hasn't got a lot of productions on, but I guess that's what those areas are for, that you can purchase and place things down. There's not a lot of sell points for our production products, so cotton and sugar cane we know because it's UK, it's not really grown over here, but no sell point for eggs, wool, milk at the minute. And if we scroll down, a lot of other flours okay, but bread, cake, butter. So if you're going down the production route, you are going to need to place down some of these things. So yeah, I think that's the only thing that's sort of lets the map down a little bit. The crop calendar there is customized for UK, so as you can see there is no planting harvesting windows for sugar cane and cotton. Now I haven't tested that to see whether you can still grow them, but normally the map makers do it so you can grow them, but I haven't tested it. And then there we go, that is back at the map. Now we'll go through slot counts, mods and everything now, and we'll get it all out of the way. So there is quite a few mods required to load into the map, and most of them are obviously going to be showing up here, so I won't go in too much detail. There is a couple of things that are specific to the map. In sheds, there is a ton of sheds because we've got all sorts of different shed packs. We've even got these guys which are part of the cow farm pack up at the cow farm. As you can see, a lot of sheds going on there. In silos, we've got this guy here actually as part of the map, Saxthorpe Farms. As you can see, we've got a lot of silos. We do have this one on the main farm. It's 200,000 litre one, pretty cool silo actually. It's not a multi-fruit though, but you'll see it a bit later. And in silo extensions, we've got an extension there. I don't think there was anything in containers. In tools, we've got a couple of things. We've got a gas station which is on the map, that is specific to the map, which is pretty cool. And then productions and factories, we've got a couple of things. So we've got this grain mill, which again you'll see in a bit, a custom sawmill, and then a BGA as well. Just looking at my notes, then we go to cows because we have the cow farm pack like so, which has got all those things in, which is pretty cool. And then in decoration and others, we've got these concrete barriers, which is part of the grain storages pack. So some of you guys have probably used these packs and are very familiar with them. Painting textures, we do have a few. Animal mud, asphalt, cobblestone, concrete, dirt, grass, grass dirt, grass dry patchy, gravel, gravel alpine, gravel dirt, gravel dust, gravel grass, gravel moss, old ground texture, pathway, plate, riverbed, rock, wet mud. That is it. So quite a bit. I think that is it. Nothing in trees and plants. Right, slot counts. I'll do it now because you're going to see some of the equipment out in the shop area when we go out. So new farmer mode is 1,219 slots, and you get this equipment. So we've got a Fendt Fabric 515, two medium tractors, John Deere 7810 and a Massey Ferguson 3670. Got a Deutsch Fahr topliner harvester, a Rudolph trailer, header for your harvester, that Agramash plough, cultivator, a power harrow that will hook up to this seeder. We've got a spraying setup for your liquid fertilizer and herbicide, and a trailer for your header. That is it. If you want to sell off all of that equipment, you can get it down to 1,107, but there is potential to reduce that even further because some areas we can sell off some of the buildings, and I'll show you an example as we go round. It is a little bit hit and miss what you can sell, which again is a little bit odd. Some buildings we can sell even without owning the land, and some we can't sell even if you do own the land. So yeah, it's a bit hit and miss, like I say. Now, slot count in Farm Manager start from scratch is 1086. You don't start off with anything, no land, no machinery. Everything is on the map still. At the main farm you got a sleep trigger. You can use that sleep trigger. It does show up on your map without owning that land. So it's not like we have to buy the land for any triggers to appear. There is one exception though. I'm going to contradict myself now, which again I will show you when we get there. We need to buy that plot of land for it to show up. Right, I think we are done and ready to move round. So we're in the shop, as you can see, class dealership, shop icon there. We've got a workshop trigger just here. There is your zone. There we go. This is also your reset point, and if you buy sort of lease anything, it will appear down here. I am actually going to lease a pickup because it's going to be a little bit quicker for us to get round, if I can speak. I'm not too worried about the we'll go back in there, because as you can see we've got custom UK number plates, which is pretty cool. So that's good that that's been done. So there's our pickup. And off we go. Straight across the road. We will go round the proper way though. We've got a sell point. And a lot of them do have bays, numbered bays. So if you're doing a contract, like I've said before on maps, make sure you pick the right one, because they are different sell points. So this is class grain, and we've got bays 1 and 2. So bay 1 just there, nicely labelled up. Bay 2 just there. Awesome. That is the first sell point. Some of them are a little bit noisy with things going on. Head back out here. We do have traffic on here. I haven't seen any people wandering around yet. We've got random sort of sheds dotted around the map, farmhouses, so you can buy those areas. We do have very cool custom UK signs and things like that. This is the signs you'd see in the UK with the B road numbers and things like that. So that's pretty cool that that's been done. We're going to head straight across. Now I'm going to go all the way up to the top blue icons on the mini map, and then we'll work our way back down, just because I think it's easier. What I do like is most things are signposted. So East Coast Grain there, we'll come back to that, which is pretty cool. And then just up here we should have another sign again saying Sawmill. So here's our custom Sawmill. It does look like the normal base game one to me, but usual setup. This is actually called Colks Timber. So wood chip out point back there, you can buy it just there, sell your wood there, and your planks will appear over there. But round the back we do have a sell point here, and this is called Sawmill Grain. There is some pretty cool custom sounds on here though. The birds tweeting and singing, that's pretty nice. I like that they've done there. So here we go. This is East Coast Grain, I think it was. And again we've got bays 1 and 2 there. We've also got East Coast Bells, which is a bale sale point obviously, or loose grass, hay and straw. And then round the back of this little shed here we have bay number 3. So another sell point, all in the same spot. Right, heading down. We're going to stop just here, because this is an example, and I'm going to show you all the areas, but this is an example of an area we can buy. Now we don't own this land, so already we can open up this gate, and these sheds we can open up. We do not own the land, so my thinking is, why buy the land if we can use the sheds and everything? And the little blue icon you can see on the mini map is here because this is a workshop trigger. So again, some of you guys will be familiar with these sort of barns. Again, this is another mod. I think this is like the Gothic barn or something like that. We can open all the doors up like so. Just across the road we have another one of those barns. I like this area because it's nice and flat out the back, so you've got potential to build a farm here, small farm. We do have another entrance going off into that main road that runs across where we just scooted across from the shop. So you can buy these plots like so, pretty cheap. That plot with those sheds, 29 grand. But here's the weird thing, if I come up into this mode, I know we don't own this land, but it's not coming up as selling, even when you do own this land, because I bought every piece of land I could earlier. It still didn't allow me to sell any of these sheds down this end, but it does do it on other places, which is odd. Another big shed just there, which again we can open the doors to. We've got the garage here, fuel station, that is that mod. We're going to head down this way. Some nice farmhouses, as you can see. Some of these areas you can buy on the left. I think there's one coming up pretty soon, and it's got a farmhouse on there, so you could probably buy it and use that as your sleep trigger. So you've got plenty of choices and options to start on the map. Like this plot here, I think we can buy. Right, pay attention now, because we have to turn down here. So as you can see, a lot of houses, etc. Now this is one of the farm areas which we can buy. This has got a farm silo on there. It's the farmer, what one is it, 800. But again, we don't own this land, but we can use all the sheds. But obviously if you want to sell, if you want to place anything else down, there's not a lot of room here, you can do. But as you can see, we can sell off sheds. We don't own this plot of land, so it is very hit and miss what we can do in terms of that. So if you wanted to clear all that area and build your own farm, then you can do that. But obviously to place down things, you are going to need to buy that plot of land. But you should be able to raise a few funds by selling off some of them sheds. I know it's a little bit naughty, but why not? Take advantage of these things. Right, in here, this is our BGA area, but on the left we have a root crop sale point just there for potatoes, sugar beet, things like that. A couple of bunker silos, shed space. There's our BGA with all the triggers showing. So like I say, you will need to buy it if you want to use it as a production. It is 1.2 million though, just over. But as soon as you buy that plot of land, it will turn blue like this. So that down there. So here we are. So we drove straight out the shop, across, did all these sale points. This is the shed area, fuel station, down into this sort of farm area, back up. We're now in BGA. We're going to carry on, do this, and then we're going to work our way up, and we're going to finish up here like so. I do like the cracked mud texture on the deck, on the floor. That's pretty impressive. Ooh. My driving isn't pretty impressive, but it's not a bad map. I quite like it. It does feel UK sort of style. It's got a couple of little niggles here and there. Right, I'm just going to stop here because this is an example of some of the areas where these sort of weeds and meadows that we can buy. So you can buy this plot and this plot next door. Now I'm not sure whether you'd be able to get rid of that hedge because there is a gate there, but we are down here. So as you can see, plot there, plot next door, like so. Heading on out of there, we're going to head to our farm. Let's just zoom in a little bit because the trees do overhang. It gets a little bit worse in a minute. Right, let's slow down. So you can see the sign, Saxthorpe Grain. We will eventually get there, but we're going to head to our farm first. So as you can see, very overgrown, overhanging trees. Open the gates. I think I'll just wander around in here. So we've got that shed again there, and again we've got all this shed space with our tractors. We've got a couple of bags of lime. We've got another shed over here with a trailer in. You can shut that door if you want. A lot of the sheds do have light switches in them, so you'll have to sort of find that. This is our silo. I've not used these mods, but it's pretty cool. So we do have this exclamation mark here. Now you see all the pallets stacked up there, and that is a sheet of tarpaulin. If it's raining or it's a frosty day coming up, we can cover the silo like so. I quite like that. That's very cool. Do have a track leading around here. This is our farmhouse. Sleep trigger there, and there you go. More equipment, etc., and equipment in these sheds, which is actually sticking out of the doors. There we go. Right, that is our farm. Then we will head on down here because we've got a couple of sell points. Now this does feel like you're going to bump into the edge of the map, but it sweeps round at the last minute like so. And it's another one with a couple of bays. So we've got bay 1 on our left, bay 2 on our right, and this is called Saxthorpe Grain. We did see the sign up at the top of the road, didn't we? So heading back out of there. We then need to go left. I'm going to risk it and go straight out. Yes, we made it. Didn't cause any accidents. We're heading towards that green building there because that is that grain mill mod that's been added in. So just in here. Now I'll just stop the pickup there because we do have, first of all, it does say bay 1, but it's only one on its own. Another sell point, and this is Green Tower Grain, so that's your sell point. This is our grain mill, so no icons showing. So instead of coming up to this spanner or the wrench to buy it, what we do need to do is actually buy this plot of land. It's only 27,160, and if I click off that, we're now showing the grain mill, and we've got all the triggers appearing, tip in, and then your pallets will appear out the back. It is just a standard grain mill. There's nothing special about it, I don't think. Whether the cycles per month are faster, I'm not sure. Right, out of there we're going to head on up this way. Shouldn't get any traffic now up here. There's a little placeable area on our right, again just an example of things that are on the map like that, reasonably flat, and then we can run all the way down this side. The edge of the map there, it doesn't look too bad, but for some reason it sort of drops away from us. As you can see, you'd expect some of it to be the kind of same level as what we are, but it all, you know, it doesn't matter where you are on the map, it always seems lower than where you are. But looking out across there is not too bad. I've seen a lot worse. Right, in here, I like this area. This is our animal dealer, and as you can see, we have animated animals. So we have animals roaming, running. I was trying to say both of them words together then. Running around, roaming around. Sheep, cows and pigs. Don't think there's any chickens, but there's your dialogue box. And then up round the back we do have a sell point for bales again. I think this is Fisher cells. We'll have a quick check. Fisher bale cell, yeah. So we came, I think, out of here, didn't we? Back up into the BGA, along there, down into the farm, these two sale points, up into the grain mill area, up here, and then all the way up there, didn't we? And then we're going to cut across here. So it is quite difficult sometimes to see where you can go on this map, so it probably will need a bit of working out as you sort of get used to the map, because we can actually cut across all of these fields, like so. Some of these tracks are a little bit bumpy, so it's probably best not to be going flat out like I'm going to be on them, because you would expect dirt tracks like this to be bumpy and not be flat. It's not a race course, is it? Or race track even. I don't know what I'm saying now. Race course would be horses, wouldn't it? Although some of them are pretty flat, aren't they? Anyway, stop talking. Right, whoa, there we go. See, very bumpy. We can run alongside this main road. We will eventually come out onto that road. Just here, there's a gap in the hedge. Excuse me. And then we're going to take a left and we are up at the cow farm, and that is where we are going to finish. So just here. Whoa, there's gates there, I almost forgot that. They open inwards. And there in the distance is our cow farm. It's quite a big area, this. So you've got a few different sort of entrances where we can go in. We've got a couple of bunker silos. We've got a lot of sheds here. And like I said, a lot of them have lights on. So just over here, look. They have got lights on. This one's got a door. There's lights in here as well. Just there. I think we can open this door as well. There we go. We've got a workshop trigger as well in here, which is nice. Huge big shed over here. And then we've got our cow barns, which is pretty nifty. So what I'll probably do is turn the engine off there. So there's another big shed there. Now these are two separate cow barns, so we've got a bigger one to our left here, and then a smaller one. As you can see, they are highlighting up. So this one here will hold 300 cows. We can open these gates. Now these guys will roam through here all the way through, and they'll be in here as well, roaming around, which is nice. But your feed and straw triggers are through the middle here, so we can back up through down into here, no problem. Manure collection point there, pretty obvious. Again, we can open these sort of gates. We've got a slurry pit over here for this barn. We can open all these gates as well, which is nice. Like so. Ignore those triggers a second, I'll come back to those. But staying with this big cow barn, your milk collection point is down here. So we've got the milk urns there, so pretty self-explanatory, which is nice. But all these doors we can open, which is good. And then moving on to this guy here, the dialogue box for this one is there. 200 cows, that one, because it's a bit smaller. Feed and straw triggers through there. We do have another slurry pit up the back and manure point, like so. And then your milk's going to be down this far end again to collect, like that. Pretty nice mod that though, I like that. Big open barn there. And then down into here through this gate we've got these two cow briscoes, which are just basically pastures either side of this track. They both hold 150, so we need to give them water because it's a pasture. Feed in there, no straw required because there won't be any manure or slurry. And we got a a milk out point there. That's a cool little water feature there, so you could just back up into there, load up some water, and then put it in their trough, which is nice. And there you go, just to show you, 150. So that is it, guys. So we came from there, we kind of went up, I think, like that, didn't we? And then across that track, come out about there, I think, and then up, and we're now into there. But you can drive all the way through there, I think, and all the way down. So there is tracks, but they are difficult to see. But that is Saxthorpe Farms by Farm Sim Briscoe. Please let me know your thoughts. I think it's quite a nice map. It's just got a few little things that probably need ironing out, but pretty cool. Hope you have all enjoyed it though, guys. If you have, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. That'd be fantastic. And don't forget to smash the bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.